Yay.
Thank you, Bob. The people say, why do you play Nicholls State? And the connection between Coach Plaisance, Doobie, his daughter Teresa is a 6'5" player that ultimately said no to DePaul and went to LSU. So I met Doobie when we started recruiting Teresa Plaisance. And that's how I got to know Doobie, and she was the head coach at Nicholls State. And then her daughter went to LSU, plays in the WNBA. I think she played for the Mystics last year. So that's Doobie's daughter. That's how we became friends. So whenever Nicholls wants to come to Earth, we try to accommodate, and that's really how the connection is about the game itself. And then, from a game perspective, like we tell our players, every game we schedule can't be at Kentucky. All right, we play as formidable a schedule as anybody in the country, non-conference. There's never anything for us to apologize from a scheduling perspective. At the same time, every team we play can't be a top-ranked team. So when we play teams that are not top-ranked teams, you still have to have the strength up the middle, the head, heart, and guts in a different kind of way of bringing yourself to your highest level of potential. And I don't know that we got off to a great start today, but I think eventually over time there was a lot of quality possessions in the game and then a lot of non-quality possessions in the game. And one factor we have to clean up is our turnovers. This is too good of it's too guard infested a team to be turning the ball over as much as we are. We're averaging 17 turnovers a game, and I'm, as a coach, comfortable with 12 a game, given how fast we play, but I'm not comfortable with 17 a game, and I think today we had another 20 turnovers, if I'm not mistaken. So that's another aspect of the game that's got to get seriously cleaned up. But Sonya and Dee are here, and they both gave us a good effort, and I think we had some quality possessions within the game, but we still have to be more consistent from the beginning of the game to the back of the game, and then to the end of the game. And then the season has many little goals. I mean, many little segments of schedule, and this mini schedule includes the game today against Nicholls. Northern Illinois will come in here, and that's a rivalry game with some very important history to it. Then we're at St. John's, and St. John's is really playing well this year. And then we end with Notre Dame on Fox Sports 1 on a nationally televised stage on next Wednesday night. So from today through Thursday, through Sunday, through next Wednesday is a natural build-up in the schedule. So there's a lot of reasons for the team to be working to get better with every possession. So with that, I'll let you ask questions of Sonya and Dee.
For Sonya, what improvements and leaps do you think the team has made since the start of the season?
One more time.
What improvements and leaps do you think the team has made since the start of the season?
I want to start with confidence. I think we learn to trust each other more, to trust ourselves more. Sharing the ball, we shared a lot more. As you see, like our assists went up and stuff. And I think just focusing, coming out ready to play. Like Coach said, we had a few games where we came out not as ready to play as we should, and we let a team keep the score closer when we really should have spread the lead out. So I think we did a good job about coming out ready to play. Not today, but we working on it.
If I can ask you one too, what was it like playing with the field trip game, and does the audience kind of change the environment for you?
Yeah, it's so much love. We already get a lot of love from the fans as it is, but kids, they just happy to be here. So they cheer for every little thing you do. If you look at them or wave at them, you make their whole day, and it makes my day personally. So yeah, it's definitely a much stronger atmosphere.
Yeah, it was just really nice to have a big crowd here and people screaming for you when you're running out to start warm-ups, because sometimes we're not lucky enough to have that, but they're just cheering for us the whole time. Even if it's not something to be cheering for, they're still cheering for us. And we'll be in a huddle and they're waving to us and they're like, hi, hi, hi. So it's really cute, and it's always a fun time when they're here.
Sonya, to follow up on Amanda's question, are you able to contrast what you felt maybe at Rupp Arena the other night versus what you felt there today?
Well, I felt more love, for one. It was not as much love at Rupp Arena, but I think it's kind of similar. I guess you could say, since it's kids, you don't have as much pressure on you, even though it's not pressure, but it was pretty much the same. There's a lot of people, thousands of people there. So I think it was pretty much the same.
And Dee, you normally come in perhaps when there's more of an even game flow. Are you able to talk about all today when you came in, what you were feeling, what your approach was?
So when we first got in the first time with that group of 5, our goal was just to have good momentum and good energy and, kind of help our team out in any way we could. And I thought the people who got in, did a good job of that because some people don't get in often. So it was nice that they had the confidence to come in and do some good stuff.
Given I think that your folks were behind 1 or 2 points when you came in, do you feel more of an urgency to get the team going in a situation today versus maybe another game where the team maybe had a bigger lead when you came in?
Yeah. My job coming off the bench, I just want to bring as much energy and a spark as much as I can. And definitely, no matter if the game is close or if it's not or, whatever we need, I just want to be able to bring a big energy. And so, yeah, today we needed some more, and so that worked out well with the group that came in.
Any other questions for the student athletes? You good? Okay. Thank you, Dee. Thank you, Sonya.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks, Dee. Thanks, Sonya. I really want to now, I didn't acknowledge in my opening statement. I really should have. I neglected, and I was wrong to do that. I mean, DePaul is one of the first in the country to start the kids' days, and we are a pioneer in doing that. And it doesn't come without a price. It's an investment by DePaul Athletics, by our athletic department, and so we do really appreciate them putting the effort and spending the money to bring all those kids into the game like they do. So I really do really appreciate that. And these players are very much into community service. You're not really, I guess, true community service you don't talk about, but tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock they'll be at Marillac House at Halstead and Webster delivering toys and interacting as much as we can with the kids. The interaction is not as allowed as it used to be because of COVID, but still, these young people just do a lot more than meets the eye. So I really do appreciate what they give and do appreciate what DePaul gives by us being able to have that crowd. It is nice to play in front of people.
So yeah, the team's has been playing some good defense in the past few games. They forced 35 turnovers today. How do you feel about the state of the team's defense and the pressure that you're getting from the full court press?
Well, I'm not really pleased with our defense, and I mean, ultimately you have to be able to hunker down and play. I measure our defense by what we do in the half court. I mean, the pressure's the pressure, and the pressure can be. It can be a game changer and all, and that's all well and good. But then when a team gets us in the half court, how do we defend in the half court? And I don't think our defense in the half court. And that's why people don't press, because when you pressure, you're extending your players, you're expending a lot of energy from your players over a lot of space, and then when you get back down to that quarter court and it's tighter space, and now they've just run all over the gym, and now you got to get back and hunker down in the half court. That's hard to do, and that's where we have to get a lot better, because the wear out factor from the pressure, the objectives of the pressure are threefold. Okay, we love it when we get steals, cause turnovers, and get points off the steals and turnovers. Great, and that happened today. But even when we don't get steals and turnover, like against Kentucky, you gas people. I mean, they were gassed, and you wear people down and you wear people out. So that's something that's an objective of the pressure. But it doesn't do any good to be wearing people out when they can get you in the half court and then execute against you. And I didn't think we did a great job today in the half court. I think we got to get a lot better in the half court, defending in the half court as the season goes along.
Coach, was there anything particular that you noticed that caused you to yank the starter so early today?
Yeah, it's just a focus. I mean, I think their energy was fine, but we start the game with a missed layup and a missed putback, and I just thought there was not a lot of focus. And it's not something you can do with every game, but certain games you can do it and just get their attention and just get the other group. And basically the other group did what it was supposed to do, just provide some energy, and it kind of prolonged how long Nicholls was able to play with us. But at the same time, I just let them sit down and figure out that you have to be focused every game. It doesn't matter. You have to figure out how to play games with it yourself. we understand that Kentucky is spelled K-E-N-T-U-C-K. Okay, why? Okay, Nicholls is spelled N-I-C. Okay, it's Nicholls. It's not Kentucky. But you got to be able to bring it, whether it's Nicholls or Kentucky, and that's inside you, not that jersey. So that's all. I just didn't think we were really focused. We gave up a couple second shots, just moping around. So I just didn't think they were focused. So pretty early on, I told the coaches on the bench, get the second group ready, and then they kept messing around. I just said, well, put the second group in and let these guys sit there and watch, and then they got their mojo back. I mean, the energy's got to be connected to focus. It's not, you can't just have the energy without a focus. And it was really, I mean, when you start a game and you get the tip, I mean, just looking at the tip, studying the tip like I studied the tip, the logical place for her to tip the ball, opening tip was not forward, it was backwards. We had the ball protected going backwards. She tips it forwards. We get the tip. We get a layup. We miss the layup. I mean, that's just, come on. It's just, and then we miss the putback. And then we come down the floor and mess around. You know, they just weren't focused. That's all.
Yeah, and other than D, was there anybody else on the bench that really stood out in your mind today?
I thought Caitlin Am is improving. I thought her game is getting better. I think she really is a good, solid interior post player, and she needs time. It's hard to, you know, going into the season, I was hoping that with Jory Allen and Caitlin and Anissa Morrow that we could have games where the two bigs are on the floor more often. Not necessarily. The team evolves itself. You can't force feed it to be one way or the other. But I thought we were going to have more options to be more two bigs on the floor with three guards versus four guards with Anissa. And it just hasn't quite materialized that way. We're not as effective with two bigs on the floor. I tried that tonight for a few minutes. We're just not as offensively effective that way. So, but I thought Caitlin was better today, and she's a really good finisher, and she knows what to do with the ball when she gets it down low. You know, and that's her game. She's got to rebound better, and I think she got some boards today, and she hasn't really been rebounding. So that's another thing she had to do better. So I was pleased with her. Kendall Holmes is still miraculously coming back from that Achilles, and we didn't expect to see her on the floor before January 1st. So everything we're getting out of you know, her surgery was in January last year. So for her to be back in 9-10 months, that's a pretty quick turnaround from an Achilles. And you know, she's not even close to being there yet, but it's starting to come along for her. And Hannah Purcell, I mean, I just think we got to turn her into the mad bomber, mad gunner, because that's what she does best. And you know, she gets stuck having to play some inside basketball too. So I mean, basically that's really the three that we still trying to nurse along and develop into meaningful minutes for us with the Kiki. You know, Kiki Rimmer's a player, but she's still working her way into the fitness factor.